Hello again. Let's go ahead and jump in. This is the Cancerian oracles, so I'm going to focus on just channeling and pulling oracle cards this round. If I feel called to do tarot, to expand more on messages, I will do so. But otherwise, I'm just going to do an oracle reading here and just see what is the message that wants to come through. Whatever wants to come through, whether it be career, love, personal growth, development, whatever it is that's going on in your life or is about to. Let's just see what the message is that comes through. Spirit, 3 cards, please. Oops, there's the first one. You are on the right path. You've been feeling really unsure about where you're at, what you're doing. There's confirmation that no matter how much it sucks or how uncomfortable it is, you're absolutely on the right path because there's something new coming in for you as a result of all your hard work. Like if you're really frustrated about where you're at and you're just feeling really lost, maybe you're like, my arrow just does not fucking point north. It does not point north and you have no idea where you're going or what you want to do. I promise you that where you're at is exactly where you need to be, just based on this card alone, because where you're at is going to bring in this new opportunity. Ooh, a new dawn. Good news is coming. Hard times are over. Ooh, I just got this feeling you might be so over where you're at. I feel like this could be career heavy, or maybe you're like in business. In business, of course. You're your own business, and maybe you're working with a client or on a project that's just never ending. Maybe your current job, wherever you're at in your career, is like, oh my God, I'm just so over this. I'm ready to move forward. Maybe you're in your career, you've been doing something for a very long time, and you're like, I don't really see how to really progress and keep growing in what I'm doing anymore. And so you might be like, what else am I going to do? I've only ever done this for like my whole life. It's all I know how to do. And so it might be at that point when in a career transition. Career transition doesn't have to just be you change like fields of work or like industry. It can also be you start your own business, right? It can be something totally different. But I do heavily get this feeling that, get this feeling that like there's somebody here is like, you're really over what you're doing. Like you don't get excited about it. You're not enthusiastic. You're thief of joy. So for some of you, whatever you're doing is a thief of joy. What might have brought you joy, what might have brought you excitement, a little bit of thrill, or even a little bit of enthusiasm when, in your job or your work, whatever it is, it's just not doing it anymore. And it could absolutely be that. And as much as you're like, wow, I just don't know what to do next. I don't really know how to move forward. I don't know what change to like be open to or pursuing. You feel like you just can't see forward. There's like, you are right where you need to be. And typically, the way I've heard it and seen it go is that when you're in something and it's just so unfulfilling or so difficult and you feel like you're about to just give up and say, okay, I'll just be done and just settle with where I'm at because I don't really know how else to go. I don't know how to move forward. Because, you can be someone who can look at someone else's situation and be like, it's so easy to see where you can go with your life and all the things you can do. But when you're the person in the thick of it, it is so difficult to see the path clear. No matter what someone tells you, they're not in your mind. They're not in your reality and your experience. It's really hard to see the path clear and what you are capable of doing and what opportunities are ahead of you. Or how you can make a change or shift or transition in your job, your career, your life, right? Maybe you're getting ready to move. Maybe you're so tired of living where you are at and there's just no opportunity there. There's no excitement there. And you're not really sure how to get out of where you're going. Maybe you feel bound to where you're living to, for whatever reason. everybody's got a different perspective, but when you're in the thick of it, it's really hard to see clearly looking forward. And when everyone else is like, oh, it's so easy, you just do this and just do that. It's almost like the most frustrating and the most annoying thing when someone does that. It's like, you need someone to sit with you in your corner, to sit with you in your little hole for a little bit. Say, man, this really sucks. Yeah, I see you. I feel what you're going through. Do you want to get out of this hole? Yeah, okay. Like, let's get out of it together. And then you receive this like level of support or help that kind of shows up. And maybe you start to see things differently. Maybe because you feel like you've been seen or heard. But I feel like wherever you're at right now in your life, you're really just like at your wit's end. You might be pulling your hair out, figuratively, hopefully not literally. You might be pulling your hair out. You might be just ready to just quit something, okay? Say you hate your job. You feel like you're about ready to just quit because it's no longer in alignment with your core values, no longer in alignment with who you are as a person. You've changed so much and you're no longer interested in it in the same way you used to be. Maybe it honestly, it could be anything that you're just like, I am just over this. And there's something about it that you have an obligation to. But the reassurance here from Spirit is that you are exactly where you need to be. You wouldn't have been here. You're not here for nothing, right? You're not in this position, in this place in your life for nothing. You've learned something. You've been challenged because that has prepared you for the next thing. And not because the next thing is going to be even worse, because the next thing gets to be so good because you learned what you don't want. You learned what you don't like. You learned what you don't want to be. Maybe it's you're doing something and you have to put on a face, like a persona in order to do this thing. And you're like, I just want to be me. Can I just be me? And I don't want to have to pretend to be anybody else. I don't want to have to please anybody else simply because it's what they need. I just want to do for me what feels good and be able to bring value or be able to impact change or make a difference or be able to create joy in someone's life or, whatever it is. There is something new that's coming in. And with this, a new dawn, good news is coming. Hard times are over. Like, this new opportunity isn't going to be something that's going to be that challenging for you. But whatever was challenging taught you a lot about yourself. It taught you a lot about, whatever that challenge was directly related to or whatever challenges you're faced with. You learned a lot of lessons, personal growth, how to navigate those situations. But I don't believe it's because this next thing's going to be super hard and challenging too, and you're able to navigate it better. It just means that now you know how to navigate those situations, but you've also learned what you don't want to be, what you don't want to do, how you don't want to live, and you're ready for something else that's more in alignment with your core values, who you are at your most authentic expression, in your most authentic expression, and allowing yourself to just, tap into that side and be able to express and feel that joy again. Because remember in the beginning I said a thief of joy. And I think that this next thing, whatever it is, and it could be like, say you are moving and you're going to be in a place where you're surrounded by more people, a community, and you meet better people who are more like you. Maybe you find that new job, that next opportunity just shows up for you. She is holding a shell, like it looks like she's handing it, kind of coming out of the water, surprise, coming out of nowhere. Something could just show up unexpectedly. And it's like, I keep hearing this. It gets to be easy this time. Like, it doesn't mean that everything good and easy in life comes after such hardship. You don't always have to go through tumultuous times in order to experience that ease in life. You can continuously experience ease when you choose to see it that way. But I think that in some cases, in order to really embrace like that beautiful positive experience that comes with so much goodness, sometimes you have to go without in order to really be able to appreciate and value what does show up for you. Because if it is really good and you're not seeing it for what it is and you're like, oh, it's just not good enough, well, next thing's gonna be harder because you need to know what is good and what isn't. Doesn't mean that it's always the right fit, but you need to be able to see things when they are good. And so you'll be shown other things or experience other things that make it more difficult so you can appreciate that good when it does show up. So there is something here that, like, you know, if you've been going through a hard time, you've been really frustrated, I promise, like, you're on the right path because you're going through some lessons right now. I think you're right at the end of it. I think you're getting ready to shift out of it, and I think it'll be really quick, whatever's realistic, right, in your situation. And that new opportunity is just going to show up. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And the new Dawn card, it really is like, this is a big change. It's a much bigger swap from what you've been experiencing previously. I think that, like, if you're feeling like you're, like, about ready to just give up, you know, that feeling of, like, why keep wanting something if it's not going to get better? It's not getting better. So just give up and just, like, focus on where you are at and just try to do the best that you can. You kind of get out of your way in those moments, and that's when the new thing shows up, right? It's always at that giving up point where you just, like, okay, I'm just gonna show up, I'm gonna do the best that I can, I'm gonna wake up every day and appreciate my life and appreciate the things, which, you know, we should do, but it's hard when you're unhappy in your life, in some place in your life, or maybe in all places in your life. But once you kind of do that, I'm just done, like, really fighting and really wanting this thing because it's not coming in for me. The change isn't happening. Nothing good is happening. So let me just settle and appreciate, I guess, where I'm at, and just one day at a time. Then you get out of your way. You get out of your own way, and then the universe can step in and say, all right, here's this new thing. You finally were able to just say, let me just appreciate where I'm at and just be present. And then you weren't pushing so far forward ahead of you and getting in the way of that, you know, energetic opportunity to come in. You're getting out of that way. You were your own blockage. But I do feel like hard times are over. Like, this is going to be a new thing that's going to be a lot more peaceful. It's going to bring a lot of more ease. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a lot more fulfilling. And I think there's going to be this level of just, like, relief. Kind of was feeling this need to take, like, a huge deep breath. And so you might be ready to just be like, oh my goodness gracious, I'm just so over this. And once it comes in, the new thing, then you're just going to be like, oh, like, huge deep breath, huge sigh, just a relief, breakthrough moment. I want to do, like, a couple, maybe one tarot card and kind of see, like, maybe for some of you or one of you, or what this new opportunity could be in, or what's the energy that comes with this new opportunity. What is it? Okay. 7 of Pentacles, which is really awesome to see, because the 7 of Pentacles, you know, is about you've planted the seeds, you've put in the effort, and you're seeing your efforts grow, right? You're seeing before your eyes what is the result of everything that you've been doing. So maybe this is something, here's an example, I guess. If you say a year ago or 6 months ago, I'll talk about a job because I was getting more drawn to a job here. In this example, so, like, say 6 months ago you applied to a job, a year ago you applied to a job, and you just forgot about it, and nothing happened, and you just gave up, and you're like, whatever. And it was something you really wanted, something that was super exciting. Maybe it was something that looked really fun, and you just said, maybe it's not meant to be, just whatever. And you've been grinding away, like doing your best in where you're currently at, and it's been really difficult. You've ran into a lot of challenges. You've had a lot of challenges. You've ran into a lot of roadblocks, and maybe this particular experience in maybe a current job has not been easy. And maybe it hasn't been the right fit for you, or maybe you're realizing it hasn't been, what's, I don't want to say best for you, because everything teaches you something, but it just hasn't felt like it's been the best for you. And I think that this new opportunity could be something that, something you tried to do or planted seeds for a long time ago. So it could be that you applied to a job a long time ago, and now you've put in a lot of effort and you've been doing a lot of work. Even if your current job sucks or you're not enjoying it and it's terrible for some reason, you're still learning a lot. You're still doing a lot. And that's all helping you prepare for this new thing. And it's the Seven of Pentacles that's saying you planted seeds a long time ago, and now you've grown and gained all these skills, and you've matured so much as a person, as a professional. And now this new opportunity is going to come around because you're ready for it. And it gets to be easy. It gets to be exciting. It doesn't have to be tumultuous or stressful, or, it doesn't have to feel like there's this constant trade-off of something that's just, not good, whatever the thing is that's maybe been like tiring. It doesn't have to be that this job too is like, if it's a job, it doesn't have to be that it's just so bad. It can just be you're not feeling it anymore. You're just over it. You're just not really sure what to do. And years ago or a long time ago, you planted seeds for something that you really wanted. That could have been energetically, you wished for it. I would love to do this thing. I just don't know if it's going to happen. But you've been doing a lot of work along the way. That work doesn't have to be job related. It can also be creatively, maybe in a hobby, in music or art or writing or something. And so you've grown skills in other ways, and you've grown your, experience and your maturity and your natural strengths and abilities in anything have all grown and matured. So this is just saying that this new opportunity is almost like from planting a seed a long time ago. You wanted something, you wished for it, you applied to a job, you talked to somebody, expressed interest, and now here it is almost coming back around, because now's the time that you're ready for it. You're ready to see what you're just like, it's like you're ready to really step into doing this thing. And this thing could be something new and different, and maybe you weren't ready for it then. And now that you've worked really hard over the time in this area, now you're ready for this new thing. You're ready to try something new. You're ready to apply different skills. You're ready to take that risk and really put yourself out there and do something outside of your comfort zone. And so I think that that's what this is just telling you is, you'd be surprised that when something comes back around from a long time ago, it's not because you were forgotten. It's not because, you didn't deserve it. It's because you weren't ready for it. Like I said, it doesn't have to be like within the same field or like interest that you're currently in. Say you're working a normal 9-to-5 job, or you're working traditional job. Maybe you're in like sales, okay? And this new opportunity comes in, and it's something creative. It's in writing, or you're doing something in music. Maybe you're a musician. You play an instrument, and you've, been practicing your instrument for fun on the side, and somebody, connects you with someone else, or you reconnect with something from a long time ago, and it's an opportunity to pursue something completely different. Something that is really amazing and fun and exciting, and it uses your natural talents and skills, but it brings so much joy into your life because hard times are over. This is a time for you to step into that creative space and tap into joy. So I think that that's what this is saying. It's something you've been putting a lot of work into, whether you see it or not, whether you think it or not. There's something that's coming around full circle, but it's time now, whereas before it wasn't. Good news is coming. Something really good. You might hear something come from someone, a pleasant surprise, like a message that you you might hear from somebody that you probably don't expect to hear from. And it's a really nice message, and it's like, oh, like, I didn't expect that, like, forgot about you kind of thing. Or maybe someone you don't know, and it's a really nice message, and it's about this new opportunity. It's like, hey, someone told me about you, someone, put in a good word, or someone expressed like how amazing you are when you're doing this thing, or because of this or whatever. It could be that there's someone on your side too that's really speaking highly of you and putting a good word in, and you're like, what? Okay. So I feel like there's something, I can't quite say that it's necessarily a person, but universe is on your side. Like, there's something here that's happening behind the scenes in order to bring this in. And I feel like there's someone in the shadows that's helping you, that's like on your side. They've got your back, but like, you have no idea who they are. And I don't really know if you're going to know who they are. You might, but I am getting that feeling that there is somebody that's speaking really highly of you. Okay. I'm going to leave it there. This is really exciting. I'm really happy for you. If this resonates, I hope it resonates with, some of you, all of you, hopefully none of you, or hopefully none of you, hopefully all of you, hopefully not none of you. If you like this message, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss anything in the future. And I hope, again, that you enjoyed this message. Thanks for watching.